Oh, don't turn it on. Oh, you motherfucker. Now we got to be careful.
Well, Tell, I just got to tell you that my face is burning because these mics are hot.
Hot mics, get your hot mics here.
Yeah, everybody, it's been a little while since we've been back in the studio. You know, life just happens, but you know, the smell of gunpowder and freedom are in the air, and I'm just ready for this 4th of July. Tell, how about you?
Oh, I love this. Is my holiday. This is my favorite holiday right here. Nothing but freedom.
You know, people really get excited for Christmas and, you know, Thanksgiving or whatever, but Independence Day, doesn't it, you just wake up on that day feeling a little different.
I mean, none of the other holidays matter if we don't have this one, do they?
They don't.
Right? This is what makes all the other ones what they are.
Like the Canadians, they have their Thanksgiving in October. Like, can you imagine if...
What? Who does that? No, I mean, I'm just telling you. What do you think England's doing today?
Bitching and working.
That's right.
They don't have their Independence Day.
They don't have their independence.
Yeah, not anymore.
And apparently 80-degree days is too hot over there.
Mm-hmm.
You see that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what it is in Celsius.
Yeah, Tell, you getting getting any good fireworks?
I haven't really even made it into the fireworks stand yet, man. Just been hooked up, but I'm sure we're gonna get in there and get some. You know, you gotta have the Roman candles. Can't have Roman candle fights without Roman candles.
Yeah, you gonna have some good Roman candle fights this weekend?
I don't know if we're gonna live up to last year. That was pretty ignorant on our part, but it worked out good.
I'll tell you what, that little dance routine you had singing along to Fleetwood Mac, where you were just like shooting the Roman candles, and that made me feel something.
Dude, I still don't know to this day I didn't shoot myself in the face or something. Because, like, when I watched the videos back, I was way too far gone to have timed it well enough to, like, shoot behind my head and under my leg. And I mean, I was doing some really ignorant shit. And everything went smooth sailing.
There was a couple times where you were like, you whipped it, and it went off, like, right by your face. And I was like, Jesus, Tell. But you were just like... and it went off.
It's like one of those things, dude. When you're in the moment, dude, you just can't fuck it up, you know?
And Kyle was just sitting over there like, he's gay, bro.
He's just mad because he can't do that shit sober, let alone fucking...
You got slick handles.
Yeah, dude, that old cripple fuck, he just...
Well, like we were talking, down there at Burden, Cali County, fireworks robbery.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot about it, but I just saw that somebody went in there and it was a couple $1,000 there worth of fireworks. Somebody stole out of one of them, you know, fireworks stands, and it was, it's been a long running tradition, what I read, that it's for students, athletics, whoever gets the bid that year or whatever for the school, they get to do it to help raise money for their class or their athletic department or whatever, and some guy decided that he needed it way worse than they did.
Speaking of the 4th of July and fireworks robberies, a place that's very near and dear to my heart, Jake's Fireworks in Pittsburgh, Kansas, where I spent a significant amount of time when I was going to college down there.
That was like your first like real job, huh?
Yeah, it was it was a good job. I loved that place.
Yeah.
But they had a little bit of a hardship here on June 6th.
June 6th.
From this is from KOAM, I believe.
Good people down there.
Southeast Kansas Sheriff quips, "We saved the 4th of July."
That sounds like something a Crawford County fucking sheriff would say.
But they're saving the 4th.
Saving the 4th in the whole fucking world.
Look at this handsome fella.
He's a good looking dude. Some say he looks like me.
Yeah, he does a little bit. Maybe here in about 30 years.
Hey, easy. If I look like that in 30 years, I've been doing some stuff. Look at the bags on that guy's eyes. Jesus.
Crawford County, Kansas. Southeast Kansas deputies say they arrested a man responsible for stealing fireworks. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office said they were notified of a burglary at Jake's Fireworks Tuesday morning. The caller reported that the suspects had cut the fence to get in, where they stole fireworks, tools, and more from the business. What possesses you? Like, can you get that much more money for fireworks on the black market?
I can't imagine the resale value is that high on fireworks, but maybe it is. You know?
I admit I didn't read this article until I pulled it up, but they cut the fence, so that means that they went into like the big warehouse, is what I'm getting.
Well, see, that's where your expertise comes in. I don't know the layout of that place like you do, but to cut the fence, where does that put them in at?
Well, so it's probably like a I don't even want to guess what the square footage of this building is, but they have it all fenced off, and there's a gate to get in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a badge. So if they cut the fucking gate to get in there, I don't know how they got in the like in the actual warehouse though, but I just can't imagine that. So like they sell a bunch of fireworks down there in Louisiana for New Year's. Jake's does. And there was a guy that worked down there that I worked with that went down there one New Year's just to sell them, and he got held up at gunpoint, and they stole all the fireworks out of his tent.
Gee, many Christmas.
It's just like, dude, how much like fireworks?
Right. I could think of 1,000 things that are more valuable to steal than fireworks.
Like, people really want them schooner sticks and whistling kitty chasers.
Whistling kitty chasers.
I just can't imagine like a bunch of people rolling up at gunpoint and be like, "Give me all your fucking punks."
Right. I need all those hour-long punks. I need the big fat ones. How many of them you got?
Yeah, no, dude. And there's more to this, but yeah, I just hope all my people down there at Jake's are fine. Like, it wasn't. They weren't held up at gunpoint or anything. Nobody's hurt.
Because there's people there. Isn't there people there probably this time of year 24/7 in there?
Yeah. They're so like tonight or tomorrow night would be their last night, because I always work nights on the summer. So yeah, it was 24/7 operation from probably Memorial Day to the 4th, the night of the 4th. So yeah,
that's what I was saying. I figured there'd be somebody around there at some point.
I just hope all my people, they're safe, and there was no blood spilled. So that was on the June 6th, and then this was a big investigation in Crawford County for about 10 days, and KOM reports on June 16th stolen fireworks recovered in Pittsburgh and Frontenac.
Mm-hmm. Little Italy.
Little Italy. There's some characters in Frontenac, huh?
Little Italy.
There's probably a couple of murderers in Frontenac.
That's what they say, man. That's where they fucking sent a bunch of them.
A bunch of the DeSavellas from Kansas City.
In Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they ended up there, but that's where the fuck they ended up.
That was like the retirement community.
Yeah, people got a little too much heat on them and wanted to retire and this and that. I don't know why, but they ended up in Frontenac.
There was a young man I worked with actually at the Jake's Fireworks that his grandpa was some kind of mafioso.
Yeah,
and this kid like looked Italian, like he had like the full on like,
forget about it.
You didn't want to push him too hard. Oh.
I know a guy.
Shut up, I'll give you a crack. That kind of guy. Yeah, right. But anyway, so a couple... I guess one of the guys, he gave up. The guilt got to him, and he said, "Yeah, I got a bunch of one bad mothers in my lean-to over here. Like a bunch of them just lost their shit." So anyway, they tracked him down, and Crawford County Sheriff's Office posted this. "We're hoping that we've recovered most, if not all, of the spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, Nipsey daisers, with or without the scooter stick, and one single whistling kitty chaser." They got them all,
They got them all. What about the snakes and sparklers?
They don't like the Crawford County Sheriff's Department doesn't like the snakes and sparklers.
No, those guys had already shot off all the snakes and sparklers. That's what they like.
They went in there they're like put the gun in their face, like, "Where are the snakes and sparklers?" And they're like, "I got rid of them."
Yeah.
Can you imagine? They probably walked in. They probably busted into one of these, and he was sitting in there. And he had like the sparklers on it, like in his hat, and he's passed out, and his sparklers are just going off like, and he's just sitting there, just like all fucked up. And they're like, "We got you, you son of a bitch." I would imagine that getting arrested for fireworks offenses, or colloquially, somebody trying to rob your warehouse full of fireworks. It'd be like, I'm your Huckleberry, because you could just be pulling all sorts of shit out and just fucking boom!
I'm telling you right now, if I because I know some people that had fireworks stands like in Missouri or whatever, and they would sleep in the tent, like they had the tent, they just sleep in it. I'm telling you right now, if I'm sleeping in that tent, somebody comes up, artillery shell coming at you, Roman candles, for sure.
You could fuck somebody up with a Roman candle.
Almost happened to me last year, a couple times.
Yeah, but anyway, so I hope that all my people there at Jake's Fireworks are okay. And it's really unfortunate that like when, everybody's trying to celebrate such a great holiday that people just try to steal all your shit and make it about them.
Yeah, dude, I don't get it. I really don't understand the fireworks stealing thing. Like, I mean, like, they're expensive. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, fireworks are crazy for 3 seconds of enjoyment, what you pay, but stealing them.
And in a place like Pittsburgh, there's probably enough, delinquent people that if some strange guy comes riding up to them on a bicycle wearing nothing but a trench coat and he's got a bunch of mortar shells and some sparklers in his trench coat, they might pay a decent little amount of money for it.
Right. I
Not
guess.
even question him, you know. But
I don't know. I'm missing the boat. There's something I'm missing. Somebody knows something I don't know about stealing fireworks. Because it's apparently a big thing now.
You cannot take down the spirit of America by simply stealing some fireworks.
No.
America is bigger than that.
That's right. Just like the Grinch. It's not the presents. It's the enjoyment of having everybody around you, right?
That's right.
That's what 4th of July is about. It's not just the boom, It's the enjoyment of spending time with people, getting to do what you want to do, and nobody can say otherwise.
Absolutely. God bless America.
That's right. You.
Well, I just want you to think.
I'm thinking. I'm always thinking.
You're asleep in your bed. Everything's just, twas the night before the 4th. All through the night. Bombs going off in the light.
I love it.
And then you hear a little bit of this.
What are we hearing?
This is also from Webb City, Joplin area. You're just all tucked in, and then you hear this.
What do we got? We need some sound.
A Joplin man faces multiple charges after he was found inside a Webb City home this week, naked. To be clear, he did not live there. Justin Anderson was arrested by Webb City police on Wednesday. He's been charged with felony drug trafficking, trespassing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. He is currently in the Jasper County Jail on a $25,000 bond. He pled not guilty today. The residents, Seth and Addison Wilson, woke up around 2 a.m. Wednesday morning to the sounds of their dogs barking. Addison checked their home security cameras, and that's when she saw this. Anderson tampering with the cameras and then going into their garage. She called 911. While still on the phone with dispatchers, she confronted Anderson, who had already made it into their laundry room. She said he asked her if she wouldn't mind shutting the door because he was naked. He then ran out. Police found Anderson next door. He had a baseball cap on, not where one would normally wear a baseball cap. They said they found
What was holding the hat up?
pants nearby, which contained meth and fentanyl.
Yeah, 100%.
Anderson said the sweatpants were his, the drugs were not.
The pants were his, but the drugs were not.
Look at this
Wilsons
guy.
agree. They told us they always felt safe. They didn't lock their doors. This is a bizarre
That's a trailer
experience.
house. Do you see that?
Most definitely.
Wherever they are, they live in a trailer house, and we're like, I'm safe. I don't need to lock my doors.
It's all about community.
Right.
What is it with these naked people?
Dude, like, I get it. He's naked, right? And he broke into somebody's house. But the fact that they always throw, like, the sexual misconduct or the sexual what... Like, you don't want to stain your fucking... He obviously thought he was doing laundry. He was in the laundry room,
Yeah.
That's fucking fair.
Yeah, that's crazy. He was trying to steal shit out of their laundry room.
The guy was looking for his clothes. He don't know where he lost them. He was just looking for them.
Yeah, dude, he wasn't trying to steal nothing. He was just trying to find his clothes.
Right.
Shit happens when you party naked.
That is a valid rule of thumb. I don't know where you heard that the first time, but that guy was a genius because when you party naked, bad shit happens.
Yeah, that was a friend of mine I worked with at Jake's Fireworks named Luke that told me that. If he's listening. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Joplin, like, we talk shit about Wichita and everything, but Joplin has to be maybe the worst place on earth, right?
Dude, that place, I'm telling you, that place is a fucking shithole. Like, it's just like anything. Obviously, Wichita's got its good. Not sure what Joplin's is yet, but that fucking place. I don't know why. I don't know if it's fucking 44 and all that other shit that fucking sucks him in there. But the best part of Joplin is when you see the sign that says "Leaving Joplin."
Yeah,
That's the best part of fucking Joplin. But like, and I think I'm gonna blame fucking Katrina like everybody else does. That has a big part in it because I don't know if you've ever been on that like north east side, like out there where the airport is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
When you go out there and there's like those 200 or 300 little concrete pads,
Mm-hmm.
they put shelters. They put little trailer houses. Red Cross did, and they bust them motherfuckers from Katrina up there, and a bunch of them lived there for like a year that lost their houses to Katrina. Mm-hmm. That's where they bust them was fucking Joplin, America. Mm-hmm. And a bunch of them stayed there, and I'm sure that has, that was not good on the cesspool around there.
Yeah, that's not the right kind of DNA you're wanting to
That
add.
is not what you're wanting to put into any of your towns, is the people of...
I just remember when the tornado came through there, and they reused those pads because they put a bunch of trailers and tents and shit when people were displaced from the tornado. Yeah.
Yeah, but those are originally from Katrina people.
And they're just gonna leave. They're just gonna leave those there. They're just gonna leave those slabs there for the future.
I think so. I think the government bought that. I don't know, what is that, 10 acres or whatever, 20 at most there. I'm pretty sure the government bought it, like not Red Cross, but federal government bought it. I'm sure I could look up my Onyx or whatever and figure out who actually owns it. But that's my understanding because each one of those has a little power source there. And yeah, they just leave them for every time. Like, it's not the rich people that got completely displaced and needed homes from Katrina. You know what I mean? Like, it's never, like, I'm not saying rich people get out of bad shit, but they afford to just go. They just went and lived at one of their other houses, those who had house. So it's, the poor people, the people that are down on their luck, whatever reason why they lived in the place they lived. I'm not saying, but, like, then you just moved them. How many miles is it from there to New Orleans? Mm-hmm. What are the odds that they're going to rebuild in New Orleans or just migrate into some fucking shithole rental in Joplin? Mm-hmm. Like, you're not setting yourself up for success at all there.
Can you imagine being so down on your luck that you lose, like, whatever it was you were living in or whatever, so you just go 300, 400 miles away where the government tells you to live? Like, can you imagine that? There's like, hey, you can't live here anymore, but you can go 400 miles from here and live in a tent.
Hey, yeah, so you don't have, your insurance is probably going to be 6-8 months before they get you a check for that house that you own or rented. Who knows if you even rented, like, so if you want, there's a bus to Joplin, Missouri. There's one to somewhere in northern Iowa. There's one over there to in desert New Mexico. You guys, we got some houses there for you, some tents. Go ahead and just pick whatever bus you want to get on, and we'll bus you up there. Mm-hmm. That was their plan.
Imagine that's your lot, like, but that's all you have. You don't have like a job that you can, like, or you don't have a family somewhere closer. Like, I got family that can take me in until
I'm just gonna go to Alabama.
I'm gonna go on a bus and I'm gonna go to fucking Joplin and live in a tent.
Right. So what do you think those people did? I mean,
yeah.
Even if they did happen to own their house, I'm sure it wasn't. I mean, I don't know. I can't say, but I'm sure it wasn't a real outstanding house that they got an insurance check on. They got an insurance check for $20,000 or what, whatever it was. By the time, if you own a mortgage, you might have got $15,000-$20,000 out of by the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like if my house were something were to happen to it, it burned it down. I'm not gonna actually have that much money in my pocket. Like, that's just the way that works. Like, paid my mortgage off. So what would you do? Well, you're just gonna go down there to the old, hey, you worked at fucking McDonald's or the old Popeyes. They'll transfer you up here. You can work at the old McDonald's or the Popeyes there in Joplin and do the same thing you were doing. So then you end up with that cycle. And so it turns into naked people fucking claiming pants that have meth in the pocket, but the meth ain't theirs. Yeah. You know? Well, those are my pants, but that rat, I saw a rat. He must have put that meth in those pockets while my pants were on the ground.
And stealing goddamn fireworks.
And stealing fireworks. That's what you end up with, dude. It's kind of a cesspool.
Yeah, Southeast Kansas has got some real nefarious folk in it, too.
Dude. I mean...
Dude, that area, Southeast Kansas, they're different than everybody else.
Yeah.
They really are different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Where do you think the Southeast Kansas people really start? Do you think it's like Eureka and Southeast?
No.
I think it's worse than that. I think it's more like
Chanute.
Chanute.
That's kind of a shithole fucking place. Mm-hmm. That's kind of I would say that's kind of the border.
Chanute. That's probably about the furthest north of that, and then like straight south to Parsons.
I'd throw Independence. It's kind of a catty corner.
Independence, yeah.
You got to get Independence, and then Coffeyville, and then she rolls from there.
Well, speaking of a vicious cycle and really shitty people, what is this vicious cycle with famous uber rich celebrities getting off for heinous things in our court system?
I don't know, dude. It's crazy. Did you see the people celebrating in the streets?
No, I can believe it, though.
They had fucking big-ass gallon jugs of fucking baby oil, and they were, like, fucking throwing them around in the streets. All these people, like, celebrating him getting nothing. Like, you know, he's going to probably end up with, what, time served?
Yeah.
Or whatever. You know, like, because he went 2 for 5 or whatever. So they're going to be like, oh, yeah, time served, 6 months community service, or house arrest, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be nothing. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get in actual trouble.
That's really fucked up. I can't believe that shit.
Yeah. Which I think is a big reason why they didn't televise any of it. Because they knew, like, you know, if you were watching it, you probably could have seen what was happening. And I think people would have went ape shit. And they knew it.
But how does he get off on everything? He only gets like 10 years for prostitution. Like, how does he not get any of the other stuff? RICO charges, sex trafficking.
I have no idea. I don't. I guess just the way they spun it. You know what I mean? Like, it comes down to the 12 people. They're the ones that said that he wasn't guilty on them. Which is insane. Like, if you just read it on paper. Like, if there was no name on it, you just read the charges and the evidence that went with it, I would think 80% of the people in this country would be like, oh, I'd say he's guilty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you just read it in a piece of paper, hey, listen, these are the charges. This is what we have to say the charges are. And the defense or whatever could write, well, this is... But if you just read why they believe this person did this, I would say well over 80% of this country would be like... But when you put Diddy, old P. Diddy's name on it, you're like, well, maybe it was somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, so. Perks being famous, man.
And that deal's gross. I mean, he's still going to go to prison for some time.
Glove didn't fit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he don't.
Yeah.
The only thing, like, the way our system works, I think, is, you know, same thing that happened to OJ, is if you ever do find them guilty of something, it seems like judges have their head on straight and will stick it to them. You know, like OJ, he got off, but then they caught him selling his merch and then stealing it back and beating people after he sold his own merchandise. Then got caught for that, and he got the max. Like, when they finally found him guilty of something, the judge gave him the max for that penalty.
How could he be so stupid to go do that?
Not even wear a mask or nothing.
I know, he just busts up in there like, that's my shit.
Oh, yeah. No, like, yeah, he just went in there and started stealing his... And, like, that's all he stole. Like, it wasn't like he was stealing their money and their jewelry. He literally just stole his signed football back. And then went down the road and sold it again.
Well, it's so stupid because they had the civil trial. Remember, the Goldman sued him like a year after that? Mm-hmm. And it was just a civil trial, and they found him liable for the deaths of them. He got acquitted for the criminal killing him, but then a year later, they found him liable for the death.
Fucking gloves didn't fit, man. You know, that's just what happens.
So then he had to, like, give him, like, all his shit. And it was this one guy that he found out had all his stuff, and he decides to bust up in his a hotel and beat the shit out of him and steal it back.
Right.
He was a
Still
dumb.
is.
He's dead now.
Oh yeah, he is dead now. But like, until the day he died, he was doing stupid shit.
Oh, Twitter, he was always just like, "Hey, yo, that's OJ."
Or like, what was it with that interview where he was playing golf?
Yeah.
And he went up to that interview lady and was like, like he was stabbing her. Like, come on, bro. Like the CTE got his fucking ass.
Dude, I think CTE is what did OJ in. Like, he was always a bad guy.
Right, not a good person to begin with.
But, like, he may not have been the murdering psychopath guy he was.
Yeah.
Had he not had CTE. Like, he had to have.
I don't know, dude. And then the fucking... oh, shit. What's the one that we've been fucking sending back and forth?
So that's the next segue. Perfect. Went right into it. One man that is not celebrating the 4th of July is everybody's America's sweetheart, Antonio Brown.
Ah, Antonio Brown, dude. He, like, it kind of pisses me off that he's not celebrating the 4th of July. Like, but, like, dude, the shit he puts on Twitter when he went at Newsom a couple weeks ago.
Well, you saw that there was that video that he got, I don't know what all happened, but he got jumped. And then they like beat the shit out of the guy and he pulled a gun on him and whatnot. But like they pressed charges on him. On Antonio Brown.
I didn't see that.
So he like left the country. He's like in I don't know where he's at, but he put a tweet out. He was like, "Hey y'all, I'm not coming back to America." It's crazy.
I guess I didn't see all that, dude.
Because he's wanted on like attempted murder charges with the assault with a deadly weapon, which is kind of bullshit because the video's out there of him getting jumped. But who knows what all goes into it, right? Yes. He is, and he's got some serious CTE SPN or whatever he says.
Yeah, that CTE has got him.
I'll never forget. I was watching that game when he just stripped all his pads off and just started skipping off. Like, what in the world is going on here?
Right. So now, like, I know you don't watch a lot of NFL or whatever, but with like the way he acted, and then Le'Veon Bell acted. And then Chase Claypool, who was a wide receiver for Pittsburgh, like acted. They talk about how, like Pittsburgh is really like keeping all these things down about these people until they get rid of them or whatever. And they just traded their All-Pro, 3-time All-Pro, 26-year-old safety Micah Fitzpatrick to Miami for like cash. And I'm like, dude, I can't wait to see what happens to him this year. Because, like, when they finally get rid of somebody, like, crazy fucking shit happens to him always.
This here says, this is from Pro Football Talk, whatever this is on the line. With attempted murder warrant still pending, Antonio Brown has apparently left the country. Antonio Brown has left the building and the country. If anything on his Twitter feed can be taken seriously and or believed, Brown is no longer in the United States, which, if true, becomes highly relevant to the pending warrant for his arrest on a charge of attempted murder with a firearm.
That's crazy.
The word of the warrant first emerged 10 days ago. This is June 22nd. There has been no indication of any effort to execute the warrant. Brown posted on Saturday night, "I'm out the country. Ain't no more child support. Tell your mama get a job."
Dude, that guy's so wild. Oh, that's awesome.
Again, good luck putting any stock in anything Brown ever says. But if he has left the country and if he's serious about cutting off any or all child support obligations he might have, it sounds like he doesn't plan to come back anytime soon.
It's crazy. Speaking of child support is calculated on conception date.
What?
Yeah. So now, if you were to get a girl pregnant and you're not with her or whatever, not planning on being with her, you can pay back child support all the way to estimated conception date.
So an extra 9 months.
Yeah, but it's crazy because it's a slippery slope because the state of Kansas still allows abortion up to 22 weeks. But that means with this new law they passed, also you can file them as a dependent in the state of Kansas on conception date.
What?
Yeah, so like say that you have a kid or you get pregnant, conception date is December 26th or what, you can file them as a dependent on that year's taxes and get the $2,000 tax rebate or whatever for a dependent. But we still argue that it's not an actual life up to 22 weeks.
Right.
And so they're saying, like, with this came into effect on the 1st of the month, 1st of July. But they're like, this is going to end up in some serious legal battles because one is saying they're not a living thing and it's okay to have an abortion at 22 weeks. But another law says they're dependent the day they're concepted. And that's fucked.
That's the biggest paradox I've ever seen in my life.
It's fucking insane. Like, the next couple years in Kansas could be some crazy legal battles.
Well, we're just gonna have to try and do like a little bit of a Abbey Road medley, like the Beatles did. They had a bunch of unfinished songs, and they just fucking mixed them all together, and then that was the end.
I'd say we're in the same class as the Beatles.
We are. We're
you know?
like we're like the podcast Beatles. I mean,
Right.
You know, they had like 12 amazing albums, and we have like 7 amazing podcasts. So we're getting close,
Basically the same thing, but
and we're starting to get to the breakup phase.
Right.
We're not going to wheel Rebecca in here on a bed and then just, you know, chill out while she's just laying in the bed over there like they did with Yoko.
Yeah.
You know, but anyway, we're getting, you know, we're greats. Greats understand greats, right?
I mean, it ain't great. But,
it ain't great.
Right.
But neither were they.
So I think it makes
Their
us the opposite
relationship.
of the fucking Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Because our relationship's really pretty good between the two of us.
Yeah, that's the paradox is our relationship is great. The show is not great.
It ain't great.
Their band was great, but the dynamic was not great.
Right. Right. Exactly. we did the opposite of what they did, and we're gonna see if it works for us as well as it worked for them. Right.
Yeah, we might last a little longer even because we
Right.
suck so bad.
Right. Like we're gonna put out worse material for a way longer time because like we just won't break up. We just like to hang out.
They're like, God, break up already.
Like the fact that we've been talking for like 4 hours and like 15 minutes of it's gonna make a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, see, they did the opposite.
Yeah.
They hung out for like 10 minutes and made an hour's worth of fucking music because they were just that good at it. But like us, we hang out for 4 hours and make 15 minutes worth of shit.
And when they broke up, everybody was like, no, no. And when we break up, they're gonna be like, thank God.
Yeah, like our family and stuff that's been like help supporting us, like all our listens is like blood relatives are gonna be like, well, thank God I don't have to do that anymore.
We need to do like a whole breakup too, where it's like, we do something like that, where Rebecca's just like laying in a bed in the corner, and I'm just like, she doesn't need to be in the studio with us. We're making art here.
This is gold, and you just have this her sitting here.
Oh shit. Iran. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's not good. It ain't great. I can tell you that. I think it's gonna cause some turmoil for sure.
Yeah. But that was, that was pretty badass split decision, I think.
Yeah, I think he 100% made the right decision. I mean, waiting was only gonna make it worse, you know. But yeah, I think obviously.
What's the next the next rapid fire? Oh yeah, speaking of that, Brian Wilson, lead singer of the Beach Boys, he died a day or two after our last podcast. Absolute genius.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I always found interesting about him, he was deaf in one ear
That's interesting.
and wrote all the Beach Boys songs, most of the Beach Boys songs, but like he like produced it and did all the stuff. And the reason that he was deaf in one ear is because his dad, who was actually from Hutch, was a major piece of shit. And when he was a little kid, he boxed him so hard in the side of the ear, it punctured his eardrum.
Oh, but
So he was deaf in one ear the whole time and was making all that great music.
that's crazy. Well, maybe it gave him the gift that he's got.
Can you imagine though, like hearing like Good writing and coming up with the song Good Vibrations, and you can't even hear it out of one ear?
Yeah. Well,
I can't fathom that.
yeah, that's interesting.
But he was an absolute kook. He was schizophrenic, drug addict, had a lot of issues, and he had a very sad life.
I mean, just imagine though. He wrote that with being deaf in one ear. Maybe if his dad would have finished the job, made him deaf in both. Imagine the real magic we'd have had.
Yeah. He could have. He could have just.
I could only hear half of it, but I could always hear it in my head.
Yeah, that's what talking about Beatles and shit. Paul McCartney said that Brian Wilson was his biggest rival. He said that God Only Knows is the greatest song he ever heard in his life. Like you and me have both ears and everything, and look at what have we done?
Nothing, dude.
I mean, you've made you have a daughter, but
I
what
don't
else
think that
have
has
we
anything to do with
done?
me having my ears.
What else have we done?
Yeah.
We have 2 ears and we don't listen to shit.
Right. We make this shit. Force other people to listen to it. I'm sure there's a handful of people that are listening to ours like, man, I wish I was deaf in one ear. We thank you for listening with both ears.
Thank you,
Or one,
everybody.
if that's all you got.
No, I always thought that was amazing. And what else? Oh, the Brian Kohlberger, the Idaho murderer. He accepted a plea deal and he got like 10 years for 4. What the hell was it?
No, he took 4 life sentences. He got one for each of them plus 10 years. But they took the death penalty off.
Yeah, but he has a possibility for parole at a certain point.
I didn't see when the parole was.
I mean, it's a long time. It's like 50 years. He'll be an old man.
Right.
But he never has to ever say why.
Yeah,
he doesn't he doesn't.
He's just gonna ride off into the sunset.
That's and that's what everybody always thought was well, maybe he just one of them rejected him or something. He snuck in there and killed him, but he'll never have to say.
Yeah, we'll never know. Unless 10 years down the road he wants to be famous again or something, then he might.
Which it gives him the possibility too, because the judge could have been like, no, you're never going to talk to anybody, whatever. Well, now they just kind of left it open ended, they almost didn't want to deal with it, and he's just kind of he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
from behind
bars.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fucked up deal. And then that Idaho guy that he was a 19 or 20-year-old kid, and he set that fire and started luring those guys in there and killed them.
Yeah, I guess. I saw that deal. He set a fire. They didn't know at first, but apparently he applied to be a firefighter up there and got rejected. So then he went up in the forest and set a fire and started shooting firefighters as they were coming in. Last I saw, he killed 2 and wounded 11. One was in critical condition, so it may end up being 3 and 10. But before they finally got him disarmed.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy. Why? Why these people had nothing to do with you not getting it. You just pick random firefighters.
And it's these, they're all young. The guy that tried to shoot Trump last year, he's only 19, 20 years old.
Yeah, that's about how old this kid was, it looked like.
20, I think he was.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, there's an old saying that hard times make hard men, hard times make easy men, and easy men make tough times. And I think we're right in that. Our grandfathers and our, depending on the age of our parents, man, they had a really tough, hard. They worked and they did it. And their whole goal was to make life easier for the next generation, right? They didn't want their kids to have to do what they did. That's everybody's goal, right? I want to give my kid the opportunity to go to school, pay for their school so they don't have to bust knuckles like I did my whole life. That's, And I think we're kind of in that where, people are well, my parents did this to me and I didn't like it, so I'm not doing it. Well, that was discipline. That was making them listen. That was making them do these things, do things that suck. Life's hard. You got to live with it, learn. And I think we're in that place now where they don't have that. Kids that are 25 or less didn't have to deal with reject because mom didn't allow it or dad didn't, always made an excuse for them or whatever, And so now when they do get rejected in the real world, you end up with these situations. People, they just don't handle it well. And so they decide that they're going to take it out on the world. So, yeah, I think we're, the next generation's going to be tough.
Well, good thing there's dads like you out there.
I don't know if I'm all that great, but
you just got to bring them up with fireworks that you haven't stolen.
Yep.
Faith in America.
That's right. And a little bit of discipline.
All right, guys. Well, a lot to cover in just an hour, but it was good talk.
Yeah, I think we'll get our line back out again next week.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Yeah. Keep all your fingers.